Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for subscribing. That helps me out a lot. And let's talk about fishing line. There are two criteria when it comes to fishing line for me. I need something that is going to not break ever, no breaks ever, and not break my wallet either. So what have I figured out in 15 years of buying different types, different brands? It's come back to Seaguar Red Label. Unfortunately, you can't buy this in 25 or 17, so I do got to go in a couple of their other lines, a little more expensive. But this line is perfect. I've never had an issue with this line. So if the pound test they make in Red Label work on your lake, I would just throw this. But unfortunately, I need 17 and 25, so I go in VizX 17. I'm sure you could also use the AbrazeX, but this brand of line just seems like it has never failed me. And then I go 25 on the AbrazeX, or I go AbrazeX on the 25 rather, because that is a line that I use around wood. If I'm flipping with my big 7'6" heavy flipping stick, or maybe I'm throwing a spinnerbait around trees, I need something that I know is not going to break. I go with the abrasion resistance called AbrazeX. But that is it for fluorocarbon. You look at what was on my rods 3 years ago, I was still using a couple different brands. Unfortunately, that other brand failed me. So now it is just Seaguar. And again, I have never had an issue with Red Label. So if you just use 12, 15, 20, the few sizes that they do make in that line, not brand, but that scope, then you can just use Red Label. Unfortunately, if you go up to the 25 or the 17, which I do think there is something that 17 offers that you can't get with 20, but that's a whole nother story. So that is what I use. Now, most of the videos you watch on this is going to be some kind of sponsored plug, but that's not here. I still pay for my line, and I just feel like that is your best bang for your buck. Now, I don't need best in show. I don't need the strongest line on the market. I just need line that will never fail me, and this hasn't failed me. So Seaguar. Now, braided line has been different. I don't use Seaguar's braid. I haven't tried it. It's a little bit too expensive for my taste. So this is the best line I've found that is still affordable. This is Sufix 832. And I use this in 50 and 65 pound tests. Now, if you go down to the 10 and 15, the lighter stuff, you're probably not setting the hook real hard with that lighter line. Or if you are, you have a medium to light rod, or, you have a smaller everything, 6 pound leader, whatever on the end of it, you can probably get away with some of those other brands. But when you go up to this 50 and 65 and you're, let's say, throwing a heavy line hook way out there, you're throwing a frog, or maybe you're throwing a little swim bait around grass, and you're setting the hook as hard as you can because you're pulling them out of heavy cover, you need line that will never fail. And I've just found a lot of 50 pound test braided lines will fail. If I got my medium heavy to heavy 7'3" rod and I'm jerking as hard as I can, a lot of times that 50 pound breaks. And sometimes you need 50 and not 65. You need that smaller diameter so you can throw it further. I mean, maybe you're fishing grass mats, whatever you're doing, you want to make a really long cast when you're fishing that way, and you need 50 a lot of the time. 65 just won't do. So Sufix 832, that's another one where I don't care if I go to throw a mile long cast with a spook and I backlash, it's not going to throw the spook off the end. That's important. I don't want to be breaking it, and I've never broken it. So Sufix 832, like most braided lines, it's a little more expensive, but that's what I have found that is just strong, works good. It's not too loud when I'm flipping mats. It has a nice, good, quiet sound in the mats. Just a really good all-around braided line once you get into that heavier size. So those are the two brands. They're not under the same umbrella. They're made by different companies, but those are the two fishing lines that I use. I still buy it, and it is not crushing my wallet and it yet to break on me. So try those two lines. You will be very happy with them. Good luck to you, and I'll see you on the water.